Welcome. In this video, we're going to present to you the solution to the lab spool valve creation. Our learning objectives in this video are following. Understand the technical requirement of gear shift scenarios of a simple 4-gear stages transmission. Analyze the design target to implement it with customized valve components. Create the valves using Valve Builder tool. Complete the hydraulic circuit and set the parameters. Launch simulation and check the results. Let's open Valve Builder to finish the first spool valve design. Since there are 2 cylinders with 4 ports in total, so in our valve, we need to set also 4 ports on top side of the valve. After switching spool position, the hydraulic oil needs to flow back to tank, so we will need 1 more port on bottom side. Then we can connect these ports as shown in the screen. The additional port on bottom side need to be plugged.
For simplicity reason, we won't consider real pressure drop inside the valve, so for each flow path between 2 ports, we will set uniformly the nominal pressure drop at 0.1 bar and flow rate at 100 liter per minute. With this 2-position spool valve alone, we won't be able to determine which certain gear can be engaged, so we will need another valve to achieve this target. With the same approach, we now design the second spool valve. Since with first spool valve, we can only select 2 flow paths to be supplied with oil. Then as a compensation, the second valve shall be able to determine one from the selected pair of flow paths. That means a 2-position valve will meet the requirement. We also need an additional port on bottom side, so that when oil flow back to the valve, it will flow into the tank. Regarding the gear shift cylinder models, please set their parameters like this. For all spring components, the spring rate is 1 Newton per millimeter. For the mass components, please set their parameters as shown in the window. Finally, the hydraulic cylinders are using the same parameter setting. We can now connect the spool valves to gear shift cylinders. Due to causality issue, you might need 2 capacitive elements such as chambers between 2 ports. We use a pressure source of constant 2 bar to represent the hydraulic pump in ideal case. Can you figure out how to set the command profiles of both valves so that we can have a sequential gear shifts in one simulation run? For each gear shift, we set it for 10 seconds, and then we shift back to neutral gear for another 10 seconds, so we can perform a simulation with 50 seconds in total. Regarding the command profiles, it needs to be a combination of different spool positions. Please see the results in the window. With a given profile of valve command signals, we can have the expected piston movement. Mass 1 moved to the right position, first gear is engaged. Then it came back to neutral position, while the mass 2 moved to its right position. Second gear is engaged, and first gear is disengaged. After gear shift to the 4th gear, the pressure source is set back to 0 bar, and also the command signals are set to 0 too. Both cylinders are in the middle position, so we're back to the neutral gear of this transmission, with also the help of the external spring forces. That's all for this solution video. Hope you can find a better solution than this one. Since it's the last topic of this learning path, we wish you enjoy the modeling work of hydraulic system in SimCenter and Sim. Goodbye.